Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel, I'm For Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I do have needed is Watch Dogs Legion once again. This game is developed by Ubisoft Toronto and the port to the PC was responsible by Ubisoft Kiev, which contains people from Ubisoft Ukraine and Ubisoft Kiev. They just merged both studios into Ubisoft Kiev. And yeah, they now contain two studios responsible for the PC port, which means that probably they have more people to work on the port. Although, well, it doesn't run really well. Even on good PCs, this game is giving headaches, so playing on the MX130, it is not the best way. So I'm playing the game at 720p with the settings at the absolute minimum. Until it is set to TAA because I'm using 25% of resolution scaling. You heard it right, 25% of resolution scaling. Although my test without recording was conducted with 50, but even trying at 25% without recording, the results are just really bad. So one of the details that I do enjoy on Ubisoft is that they provide requirements, very detailed requirements with each setting. I think that is pretty great, but unfortunately for us users of the MX130 or GT940 MX, we are just below the minimums in here, which is, it is not a big surprise at all. Alright, so performance without recording with 50% of resolution scaling. It is awful, alright. You can expect to play the game between 20 to 25 frames per second. At the best case scenario, you will get between 20 to 25, but in demanding moments, it can even drop below 20s, alright. So if you are going to pay, you know, the price of buying a new AAA game like Watch Dogs Legion, you're going to pay an insane price to play at a very low resolution with all the stuff at minimum and running like this. I think it's a very bad idea. So my personal suggestion, it is just to avoid it. And if you are thinking of saving money for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I would also say to forget it, because looking to the minimum requirements of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it specifies there that you need to have DX12 with feature level 12.0 and the MX130 have DX12, which it is nice, but it doesn't support feature level 12.0. And the last game we had that had this issue, it was Death Stranding, and we weren't able to start. So you can expect that you won't be able also to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So probably we won't be able to play more Ubisoft games from now on. So I'm just giving this heads up because I think it's important for you to manage your expectations of the MX130 and some of the best games that will be released on the upcoming rest of the year. Alright guys, so let's talk now a little bit about the game. Let's pretend that you avoid what my suggestions were and you decide to buy the game. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the game. Watch Dogs Legion, brings two new stuff to the table. First of all, it is London. London, it isn't really a city that have been used in games. Most of the games are set place on Los Angeles, New York, Chicago. Yeah, we don't have too much games outside from USA mostly. Yes, there was Sleeping Dogs, which was on Hong Kong. But I mean, on London, last time I remember a game from London, it was Forza Horizon, which is an open world racing game. And The Getaway, which was a very old title from the PS2 era. But yeah, I'm actually surprised to see that they have gone with London, and it is fine to see something new, but unfortunately the city doesn't really show us too much stuff. It isn't really pretty at all for us to enjoy the landmarks of it. Yeah, it's not a very interesting city, at least on this game, unfortunately. The new stuff also that I forgot to mention now, it is the Legion system. And the Legion system, or should I call it the Nemesis system from Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor? Meh. Legion system, it is what really makes the game what it is. It means that we are recruiting people to DedSec. I mean, I was missing the name. We are recruiting people to DedSec, and you can recruit any single person from outside world. I mean, any pedestrian on the street can be recruited as a DedSec operator. And that's really interesting because each one on the city have its own advantages and disadvantages, and it is so complex that if they have their own routines and their own habits, and for example if you help a sister of one of those characters on the streets and he might not be a believer of that sect. This was according to ACG. ACG is an excellent reviewer. He said that if that character have a sister in the world and you help the sister with something, it actually convinces his brother to join that sect, even if it is a non-believer of that sect. And since the sister it is a believer, since that sect helped the sister, he is a little bit more convinced that that sect it is the way to go, and you might be able to recruit him to that sect. So there is a lot of intersections, if I can say that, if this is the world. I mean, there is a lot of stuff that joins the personalities of the pedestrians together, which makes this game so unique. I think this is actually the main thing about the game, because for the rest of the game, what you can expect, it is the typical Watch Dogs 2 gameplay. And unfortunately, this game doesn't offer anything new. I mean, all the gameplay and all the stuff related to that, related to gameplay, will be pretty much more of the same. It will be Watch Dogs 2 all over again, but this time set in London and in a much more futuristic environment and with this Legion system. So overall, it is just that. Alright, so guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about Watch Dogs Legion. Hope you did enjoy the video, hope you keep enjoying the rest of it. So again, thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Target just went through a checkpoint, over. Ready to ram the vehicle. Over. Immobilize that vehicle. Control target has abandoned the vehicle.
You really? I'm coming for you.
We are in pursuit. I say again, in pursuit.
There wasn't a single person in there who wasn't transfixed. It was wonderful.
Finding
Bugger me.
cover.
I remember what they were called.
Don't got nothing to live for.